Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're out to long range with a new system which you actually have seen once before here on the Military Arms channel. It's the TargetVision camera system. What I'm holding in my hands right here is the actual camera that you would put down range, which it then wirelessly transmits a video image or still images back to the shooting bench where you're at. Now it consists, the kit that is, consists of this camera system and a base unit or receiver that's actually integrated into a nice hard Pelican case. It comes with a power cord which charges both the base unit and the camera itself. The camera sets in here nicely, packages up well, and it also comes with an instruction sheet that's laminated, which comes on top of the system. And you know what? We played with this system a little bit once before. I showed it to you guys, but I did not have enough memory on my phone. It's important that you have enough memory to actually record videos and pictures. I didn't have enough memory available, and so I wasn't able to show you guys what that looked like. I fixed that. I brought out my iPad, and my iPad has ample memory resources. So what's really cool about the system is it wirelessly connects, creates a Wi-Fi network, and it wirelessly connects to any PDA type device. I have an iPad here, but it also works with Android and other type devices where you can download the application. Right now I don't have an application for my Mac itself, but it does work again with my iPhone or iPad. What's also nice is you can take your PDA device with you downrange with the camera. It connects to the camera, and you can set it up. You can line the camera up holding your phone, and then you can carry your phone back to the shooting bench up to 1,000 yards. They say even further, and it's still transmitting that image to your phone. It's really amazing how well it works. So what we're going to do today is start off shooting it at 100 yards, then we're going to take this camera pod all the way out to 1,000 and see just how well it works at that type of range. What's neat about it is it doesn't have any antennas sticking up. You don't have to carry around extra battery packs or anything. It's all self-contained right here in this little unit. So it's pretty impressive. We've had a lot of fun with it, so that's what I'm going to show you this afternoon, along with a few other cool rifles that I think you're going to enjoy as well. So let's get going. So I'm bringing the pod down to the 100-yard line, and I have my iPhone with me, and it's connected directly to the camera at the moment, so I can walk all the way out to 1,000 yards with my phone and align my shot. Here's where I'm going to hang my targets. I'm going to set this TargetVision pod here on the ground, and I just look at my iPhone and move it until I get it all lined up how I want it. There's a slight delay in how quickly the video feed makes it to my phone. Looks like it's about 1.5 seconds, 2 second delay. So I'm going to move this over just a little bit more. Now you'll notice it's sitting on the ground in front of the target, which means you're going to want to be careful about where you place it, and especially when we drive around out here with that gator. If you have other people on the range, you want to make everybody aware that your camera's down here, because they'll run it over by accident, although it is brightly colored orange. Okay, so now I have it aimed at this target holder right here. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but you can see the wood. Now I'm going to go ahead and hang some targets there, and I can make sure everything's aligned by just keeping my phone nearby. I'll put up an F-class target because we're sighting in some guns for the first time, and then put another target kind of in the middle here. Find some place with some wood left. It's pretty shot up. All right, so now you can see the target, hopefully, in the camera. It's a little bit cockeyed. You can turn the arms on the pod so that you can adjust it for height. It's setting as low as possible to the ground right now. I can turn it so that the pod sets up a little bit higher, and I can push them down to the ground and get everything realigned here. Now the nice thing is also you can zoom. Once you get back to the desk or back to your bench, you can zoom in and see your target more closely, so you don't have to put the camera right up on the target. All right, that's good enough. All right, let's head back to the bench and do some shooting at 100 yards. This is a new rifle. You've never seen it before here on the Military Arms channel. It's manufactured by Midwest Industries, the same folks that bring you the high quality handguards, stuff like that for the AR-15s and AK-47s. Well, now they're making complete AR-15 rifles. They've manufactured this 6061 billet aluminum upper and lower receiver themselves. It has a stainless steel barrel on it. It's a match grade heavy stainless steel barrel. Has their lightweight 6061 aluminum handguard on it. Has a B5 stock on it and a BCM gunfighter pistol grip and BCM gunfighter charging handle as well. I have a Hilux 4-power scope on it. It's a 1:4 power illuminated reticle. This one has a BDC for a 5.56. I probably should have put the AK-47 7.62 by 39 Hilux scope on here. I only have one of them. It's on an AK right now, a Krebs Custom, but I need to buy another one because the ballistic drop compensator would actually be more suited for this 300 blackout than this 5.56 reticle. But regardless, these are great optics for the money. You guys hear me say that quite often. And I think, I don't know if I said it or not, but a LaRue SPR 1.5 mount. So on the end of the barrel here, we have a SPECWAR, SILENCERCO SPECWAR 30 caliber can. It's mounted via a 51T quick detach flash suppressor. And we're going to shoot a few rounds here. Now, this is the first time the rifle's been fired. We have fired a couple of test rounds, but we're trying to get it zeroed. To accomplish that, we're using the TargetVision downrange camera versus a spotting scope. You can see right now I'm zoomed in on the target, and I'm going to start trying to get this thing zeroed, and then we're going to try to shoot it for some groups. Another thing that we're out here with today is the Gorilla ammunition. Now, you guys saw us talk about this in a previous video. We brought out a couple boxes of the 308. We were looking for some match-grade ammo. We were kind of short on some of the ammo on the shelf at the shop, and so we decided to give it a try. We'd never shot it before and had surprisingly good results. So much so, I went ahead and picked up some 300 Blackout. We also picked up some more 308, and we have some of their 5.56. We're going to be testing that ammunition for accuracy and see if it's consistently accurate. But the 308 blew us away with the performance. So I'm shooting some of the 300 Blackout ammo. Have some of the 125 grain Match King stuff here, and we also have a couple of boxes of the 300 Blackout Subsonic, which is a 220 grain Sierra Match King bullet as well. So what I'm going to sight it in with is some of the, I think this is the Subsonic stuff. We'll know here in a second. I probably should have not dropped the charging handle on this thing. Make sure we get the magazine in. All right, here we go. Now this thing was pretty close. We're hitting steel at 100 yards with a few test rounds that we did, but we also noticed there's a big difference between the 125 grain bullets in terms of drop and the 220 grain bullets. So I'm going to use the 500 yard reticle, which seemed to be pretty close on the steel ringer, and see if I can get this thing on paper. All right, let's see what we got. Holy cow. So you can see the shot right there. So left to right is perfectly centered, just a little bit low. Again, I was using the 500 yard holdover. So we'll move that up just a little bit. Actually, I'll fire one more shot using the same holdover. That is quiet, extremely quiet. Okay, move to the left, a couple of inches. That could be me as well. All right, looks like it might just be a little bit left. Seems to be grouping now. Oh yeah, it's doing a nice job. Here we go. Running low on subsonic rounds. I didn't pick up that much ammo. There we go. Yep, it's grouping. What I had done is miscalculated because I was using a 500 yard holdover. Now the elevation's perfect, just a couple inches to the left. And it's grouping nicely. About a 1-inch group. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a little bit grainy, but it's that group right there where I put the number 2. So, yeah, the ammo seems to be shooting pretty good. Maybe an inch, right around an inch. So with the 4-power scope, not too shabby. I can probably get that down a little bit once I'm starting to get this thing dialed in. But cool. So now I'm going to grab the TargetVision camera. We've had enough fun with it at 100 yards, and we're going to see just how far this camera will work. It's claimed it can do well over 1,000 yards, but we only have 1,000 yards here, so let's take it out to 1,000 yards and see what we see. We're out of 1,000 yards. We've set the TargetVision camera up, so we're taking a look at the big 36-inch ringer on the right-hand side. I've aligned it with my iPhone. Everything looks good, so we're going to hop back in the Gator, head back to the shooting bench, which is way down there. All right, we're back at the shooting bench after placing the camera out at 1,000 yards. And of course, if I'm going to shoot 1,000 yards, I'm going to do so with my long-range baby, and that's my Desertec SRS-A1 and 6.5 Creedmoor. So I fired a couple of shots, got my dope for the wind conditions, shooting some 140 grain VMAX 6.5s. I picked these up from luckygunner.com. And I'm going to record some video of this. Now there'll be 2 shots that you're going to see already on the steel plate. That was me confirming 0. Looks like the wind conditions are about the same. So let's send one downrange. Yep, saw it hit. Another one in there. Send one more. When the conditions are kicking up just a little bit. All right. It's grouping. Somehow I always miss my hand. That ejector throws that case kind of far back. All right. Oh yeah, grouping real nice. So one more. Wow. Thing is grouping really nice. Now there is a bit of a lag, but the video is updating within about a second or so of the shot. You can see here what I see on my iPad, but I'll also roll in the video that I'm actually recording right now. Go ahead and stop that recording. I think I got it. All right, cool. So some of the other stuff that you can do with this, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a menu item. You can drop it down. You can track your shots. So I have shot tracking or shot marking on right now, which means that I can touch the screen and it puts points on the, I'll do a screenshot of this so I can show you what I'm doing. It says image captured. So it puts little marking points on the screen so you can mark your own shots for future reference. You can turn that off just by touching that button. Yeah. Anyway, thought I could. And you can create new groups. You can create a new session. By a new session, it means you change galleries, so you can record images and videos into different folders so you can retrieve them later. So overall, it's a fairly robust system. You can do live view. You can view your galleries. You can change some of your settings. You can control how big the markers are, things like that. Then you can also directly link to a support forum. But overall, the system has worked really, really well, and we've had no problems with it at 1,000 yards. I mean, here we have a camera that's in a little unit about this big, and we've sat it all the way down range, and that little guy is transmitting an image or a video, or sorry, a wireless signal all the way back here to this base unit. Now, something else I want to show you with the base unit, see if Dave can zoom in here, but this battery pack right here was also the Wi-Fi hub, but it also has 2 USB ports. Now, the first thing that we noticed, or one of the things that we noticed the first time we had it out to the range, was that this system has an extremely long battery life. They're telling us it's 16 hours. We're out here shooting for about 6 hours straight, and the batteries were still working just fine on the first day. We've been out here for a couple hours today, but what's nice about it is you can plug your iPhone or iPad into this base station, which has that 16-hour battery, and you can extend the battery life of your device. So overall, you're going to get at least a full day's range session out of it, if not a couple of days. Now, we're fortunate enough to have power outlets here at our indoor range, but still, that's pretty nice. We were pretty impressed with the battery life of the system. All right, guys, so here we were. This is a 36-inch ringer you can see in the video. These were the shots that I used to get the rifle doped for 1,000 yards for the current wind conditions. And here's the group that I shot. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shot group that measures 7.5 inches at 1,000 yards. I'm happy with that. Factory ammo, factory Desert Tech SRS A1, 6.5 Creedmoor. And we saw it all live on video because of the little TargetVision camera. Pretty impressive, I have to admit. I'm surprised that this thing actually transmits that radio signal all the way back to 1,000 yards. Now, the guys at TargetVision tell me they've had reports of it going 1,200, 1,600 yards or more. I don't have a way of testing that right now, but I'm happy with 1,000 yards and the service it's giving at this distance. It's just absolutely unbelievable, given, again, it doesn't have an antenna up in the air or anything like that. I didn't expect it to pull it off, but it certainly did. The other rifle we brought out this afternoon is the K&M Arms M17S, and we wanted to do some accuracy testing with it. I have a Zeiss Terra model that's a 4 to 12 power scope, and it's been a decent little scope. I use it quite a bit with my testing. And the first group we fired with the rifle was using some Wolf 55 grain, which is M193 spec ammunition. And from what it looks like to the spotting scope, it looks like we got about a 1.5 inch group, just under 2 inches, but maybe 1.5 inches. We'll have to run down and measure that group really quick. So next we're going to try a little bit of Black Hills 75 grain ammunition to see if we can maximize that 1-7 twist rate and do a little bit better than 1.5 inches or so. Put 5 rounds in, and hopefully the point of impact doesn't shift too much. The trigger on this rifle, as I mentioned in my first video, is really, really good. I mean, it's breaking under 4 pounds. It's a very light trigger and easily the nicest factory trigger of any bullpup rifle I've ever shot. All right, I think we got 155 grainer in there I just kicked out. Now we got 5 rounds of the 75 grain stuff in there. Let's see how she does. We're downrange taking a look at the groups fired with the M17S. This is the best group, which was fired with the Wolf Gold, and it measures center to center about 1 3/4 inch, 5-shot group. The rest of them, this was with the match Black Hills, and that's 2 3/4 inch. No, actually about 3 inches because one of the rounds hit here. 3 inch with the Black Hills, and this is the group that I fired with the American Eagle, and this was really bad. 6 inches, I guessed it at 5. So the Wolf Gold turned in the best group. I consistently get about 1.5 2 inch groups out of the Wolf Gold out of just about any gun I fired out of. So anyway, I'll continue to do the accuracy testing on that rifle. I have a lot more ammo I want to try through it, but I thought I'd give you guys a peek at what it was capable of. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at the TargetVision camera here this afternoon. The camera costs $12.95. Now, if you think about the cost of that, my Leupold Mark IV spotting scope here has a retail value of about $1,400, so it'll cost you as much as a good spotting scope. Now, there's certain things that it gives you that a spotting scope doesn't. First of all, it gives you the ability to see your target up close, where I can spot my shots with a 308 to about 200 yards, maybe 300 yards on a good day. 223, you're definitely not going to see holes in paper at 300 yards. 400 is certainly not at 1,000 on paper with a spotting scope. With this system, you can see bullet holes in paper at to 1,000 yards or even beyond. Now, where it doesn't have an advantage would be with a spotting scope, you can watch bullet trace. You can actually see your shots where they're going and make adjustments to get your rounds on target. Obviously, you won't have that benefit with the TargetVision system. However, the TargetVision system also not only gives you the ability to see your target up close, but it also gives you the ability to record video and still images of those targets. You can also mark those targets and it has a number of different configuration options. Overall, I've been very pleased with the reliability of the system. It's given us, 100% reliability and good service so far. We've had it now for about, almost a month. Had it to the range several times. And I'll keep reporting on it. I'm going to keep using this system. You're going to keep seeing it here on the Military Arms channel. You're going to keep seeing video and still images that it produces. The kit, again, comes in this Pelican case. Nice little carrying case. It's all self-contained. And everything is in there just like that. So if you have any more questions about this system, you can swing by the TargetVision website. I'll put a link in the description below. You can also ask questions about the TargetVision system on our Facebook page. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/militaryarms. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you guys soon.